My next guest of the afternoon is an internationally recognised photographer, and she's here in our very own county in Wales. Janice Alamanou became a professional in the year 2000 and since then has won many awards for her work. Currently, her pictures are being shown all over the world in galleries in Florence, Austria. This is just pure name dropping. This is in Paris, no less. But if you can't get to these venues, then she has her own gallery in Norfolk and another exhibition currently showing in Pulham Saint Mary. And she joins me in the studio. Janice, good to see you. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. You know your surname. There's a touch of Greek there, isn't there?
Yes, I went on holiday many years ago and met my husband, a Greek man, and you know how it is.
Yeah, I know how it is.
You go across there and the whole thing is wonderful and you end up olive picking.
And that's what you did, was it? You stayed over there, was it?
Yes, I did a bit of olive picking, a bit of grape picking, helped my husband with his work.
Just fell madly in love?
Well, you know, these things, yeah, they happen. And wonderful, beautiful area. We lived on Corfu. He's from Corfu. And but you know how it is. It's with anything. You go abroad, you have a different type of life. But Norfolk is also wonderful.
It just lures you back, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I love it. I'm Norfolk born and bred, and I love the area, and brought him back with me.
And what does he think of Norfolk?
We've been back many years
now.
Right. So he's absolutely fine. He likes both places, and you know, we're all quite settled now. So.
Did you learn to speak Greek?
When I was there, yes. Terribly lazy, really. And now it's not. Well, even I go back and I try to speak Greek, even to my Greek friends, and they answer in English.
Yeah. Well, we are incredibly lazy. We just shout loudly and slowly in English, don't we? That's how we get around. Yeah. So, I mean, with keeping us in the picture, when did you first pick up a camera and decide that this is what you wanted to do? When you had an affinity with actually capturing the moment?
It was two different moments. I first picked a camera up when I was very young. I used to just have a point and shoot film camera. I was given and used to take the films to the local chemist and have them developed, and it was my treat. Oh, what have we got, you know? This went on through years and years. I would photograph purely for fun, enjoying the actual photography. I always did it. When I did different travelling, etc., I would take photographs. Eventually, when I was back in this country and just had a day on Wells Quayside with a table, and friends and family of mine said, put some photographs on it to see what you can sell, and exactly what I did. And
did you frame them up?
I just had them in mounts, and they were very badly home done, let's just say, and I hope nobody's got them anymore.
Don't say that.
But the truth of it is a friend of mine said you could do this for a living, and it just was like a light bulb going on, because I didn't actually think ever of becoming a photographer. And then I started to study. Although I'm self-taught, I study because you always have to keep on and on. Everything changes so quickly now.
Is that with the technology or
absolutely
or with the technique?
And also technique. I now know it's not just a matter of taking a photograph. It's being able to create. For me, it's being able to capture something in the way that you want to capture it, not the way the camera wants to capture it. Two very different things, you know, and it's the absolute joy of it, the different places I'm able to go to capture the environment, the landscapes. And my landscapes, I actually advertise they are true scenes. I don't add in skies or reflections or anything like this. There are no right or wrongs in this area, but what I leave behind is important, that people can see what the coastline is like, what the mountains are like, what the cloud formations are like, because in a world of which is so environmentally conscious now, I think it may be important in the future.
Wouldn't it be terrible if that's all we had to look back on, is photographs that people like you have taken?
I hope not.
I hope we're not in that stage.
I hope not.
I don't mind a bit of change. Things have to morph and develop and evolve, but
yes.
I do hope. Now, I was just thinking, you mentioned reflection there, but it's like if you see a puddle on a fairly still day,
yes,
would you be sort of tempted to use that as a reflection? Use
oh yes, what I'm saying is my landscapes, I mean, I use the whole spectrum. I do a lot of digital manipulation as well. I specialise in landscapes and portraiture. And it seemed the natural thing for me to actually amalgamate the two, which are extremely manipulated images. So I have local landscapes in body forms of people. These are a lot of the ones that have won the awards. This is an area which I absolutely love, but when it comes to a landscape, my own work, I'm not talking about anybody else's, just my own, I want them to be true scenes. So yes, I'll photograph a reflection in a puddle.
But it has to just be as it was.
It is. I mean, there are certain things you can do, what you could do in a dark room, but it's not to add in and take out different things. It's to keep it as a true image.
And sometimes watching a television drama, and I'm always sort of saying how wonderful a lot of TV drama is now. I'm very pleased there's still plenty of new stuff being made, but sometimes they've overdone the tints and the colours, and it doesn't look natural anymore. I expect you've got an eye for that as well.
There's no right or wrong.
No?
You know?
That's a very diplomatic answer.
I know. It's actually, if you don't try anything new, how are you ever going to create anything different, you know? At the same time, it's everybody's work is personal to them. It's got to be your own work.
Well, look, I'll tell you, if you want to hold on just a moment, we have some travel news, and I want to hear more about these exhibitions and where we can see your work. Is that all right? Janice Alamanou is in the studio talking photographs.
Mid-morning with Chrissy Jackson.
Ask the manager, can I have a look in your kitchen? And if it's safe to do so, you can go in there and look around and see if it's this kind of kitchen you want your food produced.
I didn't know you could do that.
Absolutely.
We know that colouring is really beneficial to people's well-being. It focuses parts of the brain which will then draw the focus away from other parts of the brain which might be concerned with sort of fear and stress.
Back tomorrow morning from 10 on BBC Radio Norfolk. BBC Radio Norfolk Travel.
Sir Basington Lewis is here now with a look at the very latest on the roads. Hello.
Hello, Stephen. From Thetford to Munford, the A134 is currently closed in both directions. Two vehicles involved in an accident there. One of those vehicles has left the road, so that's causing some local delays there with the A134 closed in both directions at Thetford now. Heading up towards Upwell on the new road, the A1101 from Lake Send. It's looking very slow northbound at the moment. Stop-start traffic just showing on the speed sensors. Otherwise, main routes across the county seem to be flowing quite well so far this afternoon. No major delays reported on the trains, but if you know of any other problems on the roads, then call our travel line on 0330 123 3551. This is Barry Lewis, and the next update's in 30 minutes.
Love your work. Thanks very much for that. So Janice Alamanou is here in the studio talking about her photographic work. So I mean, the places that your work's been exhibited and the prizes and the recognition, it must be a great feeling to be in this place now in your life where you've got so much success.
Absolutely. Blessed, really. You know, it's for the different awards. I mean, I started getting awards several years ago. It's 2008 was the first, which was a runner-up. The next one, 2011, from the British Institute of Professional Photography. Carried on from there. The latest ones, I got MIFA Award, Moscow International Photo Award, last October 2015 for a portfolio. And last June 2015, the International Modern Art Award at the Carrousel du Louvre in Paris. I mean, it's wonderful. Absolutely
that
wonderful.
That is a result and a half, isn't it? So going onto your website, it's coastalphotography.co.uk. Is that
yes.
That's the one we get.
Yes.
And just going to it, and I'm just having a look, and I can see why you love what you do. The results that you get is the use of light, just grabbing that light, isn't it?
Thank you.
Making it work for you. We were talking about this on the show not so long ago, and I can imagine that local businesses, I don't know, tourist organisations would want to use some of these pictures to say, hey, look at what we've got here in Norfolk.
Yes, like I said, the most of my work are Norfolk landscapes. Then you go into the other side of it, which is the digital images, which are everything in the image is photographed by myself, and they are human forms and different things which are amalgamate the actual landscape. And all my models that I use are local people. They're not models as such. They're locals.
Very natural, very normal, very ordinary. Yeah.
Absolutely.
In a good way, obviously.
Oh, yeah. I mean, great people, And, I asked a few, talked them into it to begin with, and now they volunteer.
Because I think sometimes there's that little thing you have to break through, a little barrier, because a lot of people really do want, they're flattered to be part of something like this, but they want to be bashful and shy and modest, and you've got to try and break through that and just sort of relax them, I suppose.
I've never had, I mean, they've all been brilliant, amazing people, and it's difficult. I mean, you have to relax them, obviously. It's to be professional, to obviously get all the forms in place and have a good chat beforehand, especially when it's going to be a naked shoot. This is not what everybody would choose, etc., and they're absolutely brilliant. The one thing that most of them, because they're local, if you ask them what they do not want to be shown in the image,
Their face.
It's their face. It is the face. Honestly.
No, do you know what? I completely understand that. We're going to end it there because we've got the news coming up now at 3 o'clock. But how lovely to have you in the studio, Janice.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Really appreciate you taking time and trouble to come up and see us. Just a reminder of the website.
It's www.coastalphotography.co.uk.
Right. If you're listening to this and you're near a computer, go and have a look.